What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be?
There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be? Hopefully that has gotten clearer and clearer by the day. Hola, ladies and gentlemen. It is April 7th. Is that what today is? I'm sorry, April 8th. April 8th, 2022. We are talking today about spirituality and finance. I SCG13. I changed it to SCG13.
SCG13.
Yeah, because I'm an infinionaire. So.
The actual letter I.
Yes, SCG13. And I'm here with
the solution.
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 So this is another one of our monthly sessions that are for everybody inside of mastervibration13.com and our social media networks connected to mastervibration13.com. I really didn't give a lot of notice about this topic today and this happening today because I really didn't know that it was going to happen until last night, actually, what we were going to talk about and what it was going to be. And the reason why I was inspired to talk about this topic today is because Solution sent me a video about, what's the guy's name? I sent it to you guys in the study group. If you're in the study group, you guys got the video. It's called Get Globe. Wait, let me put on my eyes right quick. But it's called Get Ready for a Global Economic Collapse. And so as they're saying, get ready, and we've been talking about this for a while. Last month we talked about the global reset and, silver and gold and foreign currencies and different things, different, places to park your assets. Your currency, yes. But today what it's really about is knowing that, one of the things that people have a problem with money is the fear of it. They fear it and all of the attachments that are connected to money. And let me just say that money is associated to your root chakra, and your root chakra is associated to your security, to your foundation. So this is a huge issue in all of the people is money, and not so much because money is scarce or scarce or hard to get. All of those are just systems that were injected into people to believe what money was. But when you recognize that you are the money, then you start having a different perception for the energy of money and how it is expressed outside of us. And the first means of money outside of ourselves is our gold and our silver. Those are the things that are manifested into reality. And it's important to understand that the physical being is a huge part of the currency and the activity in the world. It absolutely is. And for eons, it has been controlled, right? So it has been going just a certain way. And because we had not had communication with each other, the veil wasn't lifted, the time wasn't yet. We weren't able to really see what was going on. A lot of people were just, kind of doing what you're programmed to do, what you're taught to do from birth. This awakening started happening in the 2000s, is when it really started. And it was a long, those 10 years from 2000 and 2010 was like a really long time as compared to now, where time is just really super flying by. And these things that we're now aware of are being situated so that we can make decisions, so that we can move in those in the knowledge that we have attained. Because a lot of people get the knowledge and they're so fascinated by the knowledge that they want to share it, and that's nice, that's wonderful, but you have to act in it, and you have to realize it in your own life so that it could be effective when you're sharing it with other people. And one of the things that's happening is that all of the people that are not experiencing the they're experiencing the reality of how they really exist, but they're not experiencing what they show off. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of that is falling off. The mask is off. So now people are seeing exactly what it is, and it's up to us to make a choice on how we're going to move. And so that was seeing that video, and the guy was talking about a project that he was doing, and it wasn't even so much, I got really excited when I was watching it, but I wasn't excited because I wanted to necessarily be on that project that they're doing. I was excited because I've always known that there are people that are working on the other side of what the illusion is showing. There's people that are putting their energy, their trust, their faith into what is right and how we are supposed to live on the planet, which we have the right to master ourselves. I, self, law, and master. I turn to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Mm-hmm. So now we have an opportunity to see that there are other avenues that we can take, other avenues that we can move in. And this is really important because when we talked about the global reset, I believe that's when we started talking about what was happening in Ukraine and how they were introducing their digital systems over there.
That's very possible.
Okay. So the word on the internet streets, but it's not on the mainstream internet streets. Right. It's if you're listening to the right people and you got the right messengers in your ear, mm-hmm. They're letting us know that the plan for the United States to be digital is 2020. We're in 2024. So that's like 2 years from now. Right. So some of the things that we're looking at that people are facing are hyperinflation, and everybody, like there is not one person on this in listening ear right now that doesn't realize that the prices are inflating, and it's not because the prices are going up. It is because the value of the dollar is dropping. It's going down, and it's going down fast. We've been saying this for a long time, and it's not anything to be afraid of, because fear is going to lead people going into places where they really have no business going. They have no, they have no business being there if they're, look, okay, this is what's coming right now. I was going to say it later, but I'm going to say it right now. People are really excited about NFTs and the metaverse and all of these different things that are going on where you can make money, cryptocurrency and blockchain. Blockchain technology is absolutely important. That's a huge part of the decentralization of the whole system. Like everybody being free, that is the beginning of that. But we know that the powers that were, they have a lot of movement. They have a lot of currency. so they're able to move around and manipulate things.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're able to not just use what they got, but they're able to use the people unknowingly, because they have systems in place to capture absolutely every eye on the planet. And if you research, I'm going to be putting in the study group and on the website, you guys are going to be able to check it out too. And that is a video, and it is called Solution just sent me the video. The company owns the world, and it's our fault. BlackRock, that's the name of the video. You can find it on YouTube right now. The company owns the world, and it's your fault. It's our fault. BlackRock. And so that's going to give you an idea of basically just how the system has always been ran, and how one small group of people own absolutely everything, and they create these ideas and these programs for people to run on, these fights, these, this against that, these battles against people, always only to keep you captivated. That's the best way to put it, because when you're captivated in their world, now your energy is on them, and anything that connects to your chakra system, to your, all of them, really, because they
like
have
Chris
any
Rock slapping,
yeah,
Will Smith slapping,
yeah, and that connects to your root chakra. That connects to your sacral chakra.
Yeah.
But you have programs on TV that they're gonna connect to your heart chakra. They're gonna connect to your mind chakra. They know the science. They know the system.
Right.
They know the power of spirituality in being able to control and manipulate. They know that spirituality is the key to creation, to everything. It is what we are. But they've kept that from us, and in keeping that from us, we're still spiritual beings, but we're acting subconsciously. And because we're acting subconsciously, we don't know it. We only know what we think we know, and that ain't nothing. Right. So they know it, and their biggest fear is our knowledge. Our knowledge of self is their biggest fear, because you can have a person, and I reference this a lot, but there was a time, and I can't remember when the time was. Hola, Kyla. I can't remember what the time was, but it was when, I don't know, maybe it was in the Vietnam War, but it was a Buddhist or a monk that killed himself by fire. He sacrificed himself. Right, you remember that image? Yeah. And that was just a very powerful image of somebody who was not connected at all to this vessel. Mm-hmm. That person knew that this vessel was just,
meat.
Yes. Another example of that, and people make fun of it, and we just saw it recently, and that was the suicide of that group of people that the guy convinced them, this is on Netflix, the guy convinced them to pretty much all kill themselves, because the spaceship was going to take them, and they were over these vessels, and they were going to go to another place. And now in the human mind, right, you look at that, if you're looking at that with the eyes of somebody that grew up in this system, and you reckon, you're looking at that and you're like, oh my God, the atrocity and all of these people. But when you look at the video, and you look at the people that participated, those people were well aware of what they were participating in and what they were doing. Their families didn't appreciate it, and they didn't love it. You know what I'm saying? But they knew what they were getting into. The guy wasn't lying to them. They were like, you drink this tea or whatever it was. I'm paraphrasing the story. Right. But, you take this, because you had to take something. And the one thing that I could say about this man that stood out among others is that he went with them. It was a suicide. He didn't have them die and then just continue to live on and do the same thing in another place. He went with them. And so when you look at it from the perspective of just an outside perspective with no emotion, you're looking at an individual making a decision that this place here is not a place for what he is bringing to the planet, what he came to bring. He has this group of people. He knows that his home is somewhere above the stars, somewhere else, and he has connection to those people. And all of this group of people that believed him said that they wanted to go and do that. And so that intention alone took them there. And I know that that's a lot for a lot of people to fathom, but where your mind is, that's where you are. And so these people went with that intention. And so they may very well be existing in a planet somewhere, doing whatever it is that they do. Because ultimately, this meat suit does expire. Your soul is forever. We talk about that all the time. So you have to know that there is something to every. Life shows us this all the time. Like when you play in a game, there's levels to the game. You get something, sometimes you die, you come back, and you get more, now not to step on this or not to go over there. So you get to a higher level. Right. And then, you might die again. And then you go again. And so that keeps going like that. It is imitating what life does. And then you finally get to the grand finale. And see, in the grand place for us is being able as human beings to exist in a space of pure balance where we are able to enjoy the physical aspects of being in this vessel, as well as the spiritual aspects of what we are through honoring nature and honoring the people that exist around us and being, infinite and showing our gifts and being abundant and wealthy. Those are things that is our part of our nature. That is part of what we are supposed to be doing. Oh, hold on. I just realized, you guys, I sent a note telling y'all for the people, we have a private study group that we do every Friday here at mastervibration13.com. And so this Friday, we kind of went public, but we invited some people to come and be part of the panel. And I just gave you guys the phone number to call in the study group to be part of that panel. And then I didn't turn on the line. Mm-hmm. So now the line is available. If you are part of the study group, that phone number is inside of your email in the study group. If you are not part of the study group and you still want to chat, you are welcome to come into our link on Spreaker. If you are on mastervibration13.com, you can link to it through there. And you can also connect in the chat on mastervibration13.com. You can connect to us through there as well. Let me go to my notes. Let me refresh. Again, we're talking about spirituality and finance because people think that when you look at the world of finance and the corporate world, you see it so stern and stiff that people think that that's just what it is. It's all about like purity business. But nothing in the world could that is successful could be purity business. It has to be a balance. There has to be something else going on.
Well, everything is energy.
Yeah.
When you say everything is energy, at the end of the day, that encompasses everything. So that encompasses business, money, wealth, finance, whatever term you want to use for it. It's energy. Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that wealth does not decease or terminate or finalize or disappear, it transfers just like energy.
And that's why we just have to align ourselves to that energy. Mm-hmm. And that's what they've kept from us is how to align our chakra system, how to be, one with source so that we can connect to these gifts that are available to all of us. Mm-hmm. The elite, they use it. The corporate world, they use it. They have their places. There's a reason why, they block the number 13. They got people so scared of the number 13 that nobody uses it in their rituals because they feel like your ritual, your vision is going to be cursed forever because you're using that number. Meanwhile, the corporations and these systems that have the what is it again? The BlackRock people, the BlackRock people, they're knowing about all of these things and they're conducting their rituals and their different things that they do in their world so that they can have complete success in the material world and so that they can have control of the masses.
Donald Trump, I just found out that he had to have his penthouse on the 66th floor. Mm. Just had to have it on
there. And let's dissect on the 66th floor. And let's just dissect what the when we talk about spirituality and finance and having those things merged together and what that means. Okay, so for Donald Trump, 6666 is 12, which goes back, which goes down to 3, right? So that's the number. So this is a number that has a meaning to him. There's a reason for it. And whatever his meaning is and whatever it is for him, that is what becomes the spiritual meaning for him doing that, that specific situation. And with his intention and what he has inside of him and the reason why he did it, that energy goes directly to others that are connecting to the frequency of the 666, narrowed down to the 3, and connecting to the frequency of that power. So it's something that if they tell you, people that want to control other people, they're not going to tell you what it is because they want to control you. And if they know that you are as powerful as they are, then it ruins the game. Nobody wants to play no more because,
everybody want to have an advantage.
Yeah.
It ruins their advantage.
Yeah, it ruins their advantage.
They know,
Because the game, we still playing the game because the people that know that you are a unique individual and you came here to be who you are, nobody could be you. Right. There is no other you. Nobody could do what you do. So your significance to the world is based upon your ideas about yourself. And that is what's going to determine how you feel about money. If you don't value yourself, you're not going to value money. If you think that money is dirty and it's the evil, and what is it that they teach you in church? The money is the root of all evil.
Root of all evil.
Money is the root of all evil. And then it's like, if you really want to break that down and you consider the fact that we are the money, then it goes back down to we are the root of all evil, because at the end of the day, we are the creators. We are the one. Without us, there is nothing. Right. So you have to go to that root. And what is it? So once you recognize that you are the money and you're able to mend your relationship with that term and what that means, then you start. Look, the keys are inside of us. So now you got the key to unlock that door of infinite wealth. Your infinionaire power starts to kick in. Now you start to recognize who you are, and you know that the only thing that you have to do is focus on yourself, your self-healing, your connection to source. There's a lot of people that think that, oh my gosh, I've lost everything and I got to start over. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm going to do. So the universe is just so divine and so magical that the only thing that you need to do to start over is decide to do it. Is to make the choice to do it and discipline yourself and make a full commitment to servicing yourself, to serving yourself in the spaces of meditation and honoring yourself and healing and giving your time to the Most High through nature, planting your feet on the soil, touching a tree, drinking your water, visiting the ocean, visiting the lakes, giving honor to your loved ones and respecting them, smiling at people. All of this is energy work that we do all the time, that we can do all the time, that gets us closer to our Creator, which gives us more information on how to navigate on this plane. So everyone, I don't feel sorry for anyone. I recognize that everybody has their place and there is a reason for everything. So everybody is existing in their respective places because energetically that is where they are supposed to be. If you want to be in a different place, you must change yourself energetically so that you're able to exist in that space. And this is why, I know that I said it somewhere in the Bible, don't quote me on which part, but the amount of people that are going to be able to make it through the awakening is like a really teeny tiny percentage of people that are going to be able to make it through what the masses have done, through what the Black Rocks have done. 104. Yeah, the percentage of
the number 144,000 or something.
Yeah, it's not a lot of people. Like when they say that a lot of people ain't gonna make it.
What I think they say, I forgot, it's 8 million.
I mean, they're trying to get rid of 8 billion people.
It's millions or billions of people.
Yeah.
So to say 144,000 is gonna make it, that's like. That's a decimal.
Yes, to what exists. 144,000 to be able to make it. If we were to believe what they're saying about what would that be? Like the new Noah's Ark? The new Noah's Ark and 144,000 thousand or million? It's got to be more than
144,000. From what I can remember, the number was.
shoot.
Somebody's in the
144,000
chat.
now, y'all. Ain't nobody got a chance.
I believe that was the number. I was like, wow. Those are numbers. That number is tougher than making an NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
But
like,
hey, we talking about some very extreme
times, extreme systems.
This is one of the this is the highest team you can get. This higher than the NBA. This higher than the NFL. This higher than the MLB.
Yes, it is.
Mean, so I guess that's possible. 144. I remember hearing 144,000, and to think about that, I guess to put that into perspective, even to just say it's 8 million people on the earth, that's still not even a. I mean, that is like 0.00000, number of a percentage of just 8 million.
Well, here's another thing to put into perspective. Let's consider that if the powers that were created such an effect on masses of populations of people in order to restructure, in order to do away with what they've done, it has to be killed off. Right. It has to be destroyed, transformed completely. So in that, with all of the time that they've been in reign, then we can say that, that 144, even let's say it's 144,000, right? Because that's a very small number considered for the world.
That's what I'm saying.
That 144,000 can multiply millions and millions times over.
Right.
So it's like, it's not, we look at these ideas, and some ideas could seem far-fetched, because my first mind was just like, no, that's impossible. And my heart was saying, more people have to be able to make it than that. Yeah. But look, when you see a colony of animals that are getting just completely taken out for the greater good of the land and of the situation, that's just what happens. When you recognize that you are an eternal being, you're not so connected to this meat suit. You're not connected to this flesh like that. You recognize that, hey, there's another situation coming up. There's somewhere else I gotta be. It's like people are so attached to this material world that they don't live it. They don't enjoy it. Ain't that crazy? You're so attached to it that you don't enjoy it. It's like so many people, like the phases of life. Nobody enjoys the phases of life. It's like everybody's holding on to the past, that it's like they can't move forward. Nobody wants not one nary goddamn wrinkle, because they know they need to hold on. They gotta hold on to their youth, and they're not able to enjoy what comes with those wrinkles. What comes with that, with that energy of, growing on this planet and being able to feel the changes that happen in your body, because it's not a deterioration. The deterioration is in your mind, and there's hundreds and thousands of examples of that, but these hundreds of thousands of examples are busy living their lives, and they're not trying to be in front of a camera trying to show you that they can live to be 150. We're living in a whole new world. It is a paradigm shift that I sit here and I'm like, wow, we are really here. We are really in this time. We've been preparing for this for a very, very, very long time, and it's here now.
The population of the world is 7.9 billion.
7.9 billion.
So I just said 8 million. And the numbers of 8 million divided by 144,000 is 0.018. So that's not even the billion, because my calculator can't even do 8 billion. You know what I'm saying? So that's one hundredth. That's 1/100th of that's like that's incredible.
That is incredible, and that's just the way it happens. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm called to go back on the reference that I was making about Donald Trump and the 666 and the spirituality, because spirituality and finance. And so the spiritual aspect that has to be addressed is that you have to be grounded to your spiritual belief system. For example, there's a big, joke or knowing about the Jewish community that they got a lot of money and that they keep money. They run the entertainment industry, all of that stuff. Well, they're very spiritual people, and they're very, they know what to do in that respect, and they're very sacred about their situation, as it should be, because they know the importance of other people's energy coming into something that you're creating or something that you're doing, and how it could be ruined. And so they know all of the different elements that are necessary to truly make big ideas and big, magnificent things happen. And through the things that a lot of people have done, and this is, I guess, the word that's coming to my mind is anti-Semitism. What is it that they say to people that say something about Jewish people? Because you can't say anything about Jewish people, or you're Semite. Anti-Semitism, anti-Semites. Okay, don't quote me on that, y'all, because I don't know. But what I'm being guided to express is that there are systems that have been created that are very highly protected, and people fear them, and you can't discuss them, and it's because of their they're wanting to protect their truth and the secrecy and all of these ritualistic things that they do to make things happen, that are releasing people and are showing people, the truth about who you are. Like, even when it comes to the 72 names of God, like, even a person that does not understand what that is, if they just start studying about it and learning about it and chanting about it, something in their life is going to happen where it is going to result in them wanting more information, wanting to learn more, wanting to do more. And that's what it's all about, because the key is in the energy field that you're having access to. And so with the whole Donald Trump situation and him using his spirituality, like, some people would say Donald Trump is not a spiritual person. That's the whole thing about spirituality. Nobody could define your spirituality. Like, what's spirituality to the visual eye? You know what I'm saying? Somebody with their eyes closed and beautiful colors, and that's spirituality. Yeah, you can relate to those things being spiritual, because when you're in a spiritual state of mind, you are seeing things that your physical eye can't see. So you're experiencing things that you would never be able to experience in the material world. So it's, this mystical sense of being, but it's something that is also very private, and it's part of our inner being. It's kind of like, we go to the bathroom. When we go to the bathroom, we're not sharing that with nobody. So funny, because it reminds me of your dream. But when we go to the bathroom, it's an intimate time. It's a sacred time. And that's the same thing as our spiritual work. And some people have been able to master it so much to the point where they have people like the Jewish community, where they have a whole group of people that they don't play. The people that are in that clique, they are honoring every word that has been put together in their books, in their studies. Like, they're really about it like that, and so everybody has to come up with their own systems of how they're going to be, and your frequency is going to match you to other systems that may not be exactly like yours, but it matches. And so the video that I sent out to you guys, that guy, I was looking at that video, and I'm looking at, wow, yeah, it's the Island Project, and they're starting in Hawaii, and it's a total private community, and these private investors that are going in, and you could, vacation and live and exist in a private way, right? But then I'm looking at that, and I chat to all our brothers and sisters on the planet, but what I'm seeing is the Anglo-Saxon brethren, right? They're doing that. And immediately what comes to me is, I'm not going to be able to relate in that community. And that may be just because of my own, the cultural divides and all of these things, and my own comfort. But, it's not, I don't feel like it's my tribe in that way, to where I would want to exist in a whole community like that. But it lightens up the light bulb. Wait. Create your own community. And by the way, there's already other melanated communities that are doing this. But and it's not to say that every community is just going to be like based on your cultural, it's going to be based on your frequency and on your energetic patterns more so than where you were born or where you reside and different things like that. So it's really important to know. But for me, in just looking at that, it just made me understand the levels of independence that exist in the world. People could do what they want to do, whether it's go and as jacked up as it is, and it may seem to other people, you have the choice to take your soul out of this body and go somewhere else, wherever else that is. You have the choice to succumb to systems that you don't necessarily agree with, but you're kind of scared of the unknown, so you're just going to go ahead with it. And you have the choice to take that risk and say, I'm going to bet on the Lord. I'm going to bet on the Most High, on Source. I'm going to go ahead and take my chances over here.
Right.
Because the one thing, especially people that have been in the people that are considered like the have-nots, the outcasts of the world. I mean, it's a whole lot of us. The have-nots is a whole lot of have-nots.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that the have-nots know is how to survive and how to make things happen. And the thing is, here's the thing that happens. Because they're in the system, they give it all to the system, and they say everything that's happening, oh, I didn't know how I was going to eat, Lord Jesus, but Jesus put the food on the table and now I ate it. It was, oh, if it wasn't for that job that I had, Lord Jesus gave me that job. They still don't recognize. They're just putting that in those specific places. But it is their energy that created the portal so that the energies that they need to come in and facilitate what they need in their lives. But their minds were just limited to, I just need food on my plate for tonight. I just need to be able to pay my rent. God, if Jesus, if you could just let me put gas in my car today. Well, guess what? You're going to be able to put gas in your car today. But the thing is, most people don't dare to want more and say, Jesus, if Jesus is who you're praying to, let me have this mansion today. Let me live in this luxury or in this wealth today. And know that that Jesus, if that's really, truly what you believe in, is going to provide that, then there's no reason why you shouldn't have it. And that is what this is all about, whatever you want to call it. And so people have been programmed to call their own energy something else forever. And now that time has stopped because people are starting to recognize that your energy is your wealth. That is, you're an infinionaire, a person that attracts wealth infinitely because they live in their passion and have a direct extension to source where they access everything that they want all the time. And you access it just by being in your life and existing and enjoying the trees, enjoying nature, enjoying other people, doing what you were supposed to do. Those times where people are working jobs for the money, that's done. That's over. That's not happening. Not anymore. That is over. We are seeing, let me tell you what else is happening because this is so funny. Okay. So the powers that were, they are so frightened by the amount of people that have become social entrepreneurs with their own gifts and doing exchanges and bartering systems with other people, surviving and thriving without their system, that they're making people scared. And they're saying, look, they're taking over Cash App, they're taking over PayPal, they're taking over all of these things. But they just don't know that infinionaires, we got gold, we got silver, we got foreign currencies, we got our heart, we got our mind, we got people that we can barter with, that we can make exchanges with. Oh, that we're infinite beings, and infinite beings are not worried about anybody's threat. I mean, and it's a threat. Like, people are threatening you. They're manipulating you to do it in their way. And let me tell you real quick about this digital system that they're planning for 2024. And I'm not going to say a lot because if you didn't check out the Global Reset podcast that we did, go back and check it out, because the same thing that is happening in the Ukraine that has happened over there is happening not just in the U.S., but all of the countries that have been in alignment with what U.S. has been doing. Because here's what's happening. You have countries that are saying, hold up. Y'all ain't shit. We not fooling with y'all no more. We ain't scared of y'all. Y'all ain't got no power. And all of the other countries are saying, dang, y'all don't got no power. Y'all ain't backed by shit. We don't want to fool with y'all either. Matter of fact, we are infinianaires. We are the currency. We do have our own value in our own country. We're going to make our own money and use the blockchain platform to make it happen for the people in our countries. And I'm talking about countries like Iraq and Vietnam and the people that have been in poverty for years, for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
So our time, the time of the people of the United States, like the last shall be first, I'm telling you, it's not a game. People are experiencing it right now. And so you can't be, this whole idea of, oh, but I'm American or I'm here and this is, they did a fine job in making people so proud of the land that they stand on that they forget the soul that they belong to, the source that they belong to. So what's more important to you is the piece of land than the source that created the piece of land that is directly in you. I mean, it's just crazy what they've done to the minds of the people in the world, but they've done it.
I guess that's like the gangbangers.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Gangbangers, representing
set.
Representing the set. All the way on the side in the South, all the way in Florida and New York, they represent South Side Crips, and just it's like, man, have you ever seen that street,
man? And imagine if that energy was turned the other way, if it was just redirected.
Yes, it's that intense, that type of investment.
And that's what the powers that are afraid of, because that is what's happening. And it's happening in so many different places. I wanted to address people that are, there's a lot of people in Clubhouse, a lot of people in social media, a lot of people yelling stuff, and a lot of people wanting to get the stage and wanting to get, on that, ego tripping right now because they got a lot of information and they want to share it. And so I just want to say to the people that are of true heart and mind and are wanting to do it for the right reasons, you can't be concerned about little to no views. You know what I'm saying? You can't be concerned about not a lot of people, not checking for what you're saying, because when you look at what the world is, it's all backwards. So everything that they say is the total opposite. So if the key is in that world to have as many viewers and followers as possible, the actual truth is to have a fine circle that you can manage, that you can handle, that you can connect with, that you can relate to, that you can build with. And that's the key, because then that grows, that's the family, and you can create, there's so much, it's a lot of healing going on in the world. And I'm so grateful for the people that are doing that for people. They're creating groups and ways of teaching them to heal. This space here is now to do the actual work of knowing who you are and going out to get it, every single bit of it. So Symphony says quality over quantity, 100%. That is it.
That's like the 144,000.
Mm-hmm. The powers that were are introducing digital dollar, everything digital for control, doing doing what they did in the Ukraine. So you just have to remember that the fear tactics are in effect, and there are a lot of people that are going to go willingly, and that's okay. Everybody plays their role. So it is not up to us to say, no, don't do that. The only thing that we could do, especially at this point, the only thing that we must do is be examples of what we know and live in that knowing. And that's going to that's going to be all she wrote. Because you cannot make somebody do something that they are not prepared to do. And you have some people that came to this existence to experience the hell in it and die in the hell of it. In the hell in it. Like, that's their experience. That's what they're supposed to do. You have some people that came here to watch it and be just that close, but they just couldn't get it. And they tapped out. You know, all of those experiences are meant to be had, and we have to allow people to live their purpose. Just because the word purpose sounds so, oh wow, purpose, that means that I'm going to be doing something, you know, really super magical. And you know, this idea of what purpose is starts to get really inflated. But everyone is living their purpose. Some people are just not aware that they're really doing that. They're not aware that the life, the path that they're living is assisting somebody. It's either assisting them, is assisting somebody else in a great situation. It is assisting both. It is assisting everyone and everything. I think that that's the ultimate goal. But everybody, you know, it's like when you really think about how the world works and how people are always, you know, they look down at the poor, they look sideways at the people that are doing this or that at the other. I went into a room at Clubhouse, and they were just talking about how the people low value humans, low vibrational humans and low value people, and they were discussing like what determines the value, and they were trying to find solutions to how they could, you know, raise that energy and get their people to do better. And I think that this is a big issue that we have as people, wanting to get our people to do better and not recognizing that everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. That's not to say that if you see a youngster and you could give them a word and you could help them out, not to do that, but you have to respect where they are, and that everything happens for a reason, and everything, there's a reason why you have that feeling in your gut that says, talk to this person and say something, lift them up, tell them they look pretty, or that, you know, whatever. That's how the universe works through us. That's how infinite intelligence works through us, and it moves us to do these things. So it allows the people that are on the so-called lower levels are in situations where it allows people that are practicing and being in their higher levels to come up. Because without that person being low and needing you to come and give them a smile or a handshake or whatever, you wouldn't be able to fulfill your process of moving up on your levels of the game of life. And it is not for anybody to determine what level that is. And that's another thing that has gone really bad with our systems. People are on this level thing like it's on black and white paper, or it's a certificate or a validation of somebody else. The validations of other people are going out the window. You know, like when you see commercials, and you're seeing this now on people that are, you know, your mom and pop people that are trying to compete with the corporation. So they copy the commercials, and they're doing just like they do. And they'll, you know, make a commercial of their friends saying, oh, this is a good product. Mm-hmm. Or they got everybody that they know say that, oh, this product is so good. Oh, I feel the energy of this product is so good. And people are just saying that because it's what they're accustomed to doing off of the old program. But new businesses that are thriving, people that are living and existing on the merit of their own value, they recognize that the energetic source is going to pull and is going to bring the right people and the right energy and the right business to your way. So you don't need to beg people to say, hey, could you do this testimonial for me? Could you do this? Right. Because when you have to tell somebody to do something, it loses everything. When you got to pay somebody to say something good about you, which is what the industry does all the time, all of these celebrities, they get paid to promote everything that they talk about. If they're talking about a brand, they're getting paid for it. And so that's why they do it. When you are not moved by money and you recognize that you are the money, your life changes and you make different moves. But if you're in the world of just being a slave to money, trying to catch it, but you don't like it and you don't really understand what it is, so you'll never really have it. You'll have bouts of it, and you know, you'll sell everything in your being, including your soul, to get it, and you still don't understand what it is. That's supposed to happen. Those are the examples that we have to tell us what not to do when motherfuckers say, here, sign this contract so you could sing on this stage, but now your life belongs to me. We've seen it in every single celebrity that exists. Just watch the unsung, all of them stories: drug addiction, sexual abuse, all of these different things. These are the people that make that industry, because these are the people that they target to become the main puppets to influence, the main influencers of the world. And all of that is shifting. And even the influencers that are copying them, you can tell them now. Like, you can go online and you can see people, you can see immediately, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Oh, they're telling the truth. That's some bullshit over there. I mean, it is so easy to tell. You can't fool nobody anymore. So now the only survivors are going to be the people that are keeping it 100. You know that term that everybody loves to use, keeping it 100? Well, yeah, keeping it 100 with yourself and with who you are. So all of this stuff is unfolding, and it is unfolding fast, fast, fast. The things that are going on, like, I don't even want to report on what's going on in Iraq or what's happening anywhere else in the world, because what I want you to know is that when you are working on accessing your infinite air, being able to marry your spiritual self with your physical self, it's really about recognizing who you are. It doesn't matter how many Bitcoin groups or how many different things you find or how many different things you do. If you are not prepared mentally, spiritually, your alignment, if that's not there, nothing is going to stick. It's going to be limited. I promise you that. When we were called to start working on ourselves, as we went on our journey, different things started to present themselves. And so we were able to pay attention to those things. And those things put us in a situation where we were able to continue following our intuition and following these messages that we're receiving from our gut, from our higher selves, from the Lord, from the plants, from the trees, whatever you want to call this energetic force, we're tapped into it. And we're getting information from it all the time. And so when you get that information, nothing could be taken from you. And I don't like to say this to brag. I like to say this so that you're aware. Those of you, there's some of you here right now that have been with us on the journey from the beginning, from the days of Fontana. From the days of Canoga Park. Okay, from the days of Canoga Park. So you know that my husband's solution had been telling everybody that he knew about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I believe it was about between $800 and $1,200 at the time. That it was in that season of the Bitcoin when it was between $800 and $1,200. And everybody, of course, your friends and your families and people that think that you ain't shit, that you batshit crazy, that you don't know nothing because look, you don't have your own house, you don't have your own this, you don't even have a job. Like, what do you know, right? These are the kind of things that you have to face when you're trying to tell somebody some information, but they don't value themselves enough to see the value in you. And I'm going to say that one more time very slowly so that you can understand what is happening when these transactions are going on. People do not value themselves enough to value you. So when you tell them something of value, they can't even see it because they're like, if it was so valuable, you wouldn't be here talking to me because I ain't shit. And if you talking to me, you ain't shit. So what you got to say ain't shit. And that is the mindset. That is the mindset. That is the energetic pull that is happening during these situations. And so, okay, $800 or $1,200. Now that is one Bitcoin. I don't know how much it is right now. Last time I looked, it was $43,000. So it's not, oh, I went to college and I went to university and I studied, and so I was able to align with these people that were in financial literacy, and so I was able to attain the knowledge and information. No. It was because my husband was sitting there meditating every day. He does his sun worship work, whatever it is that he does for his spiritual work. That's what he does. That's what we do. And we have a different spiritual practice that we do because we're different people. You know, we have things that we do together and we have things that we do in our own separate time. And it's like that is what leads you to the treasures of life. So among that treasure is the treasure of silver. And we talked about this on the Global Reset. I'm just going to touch on it right now real quick because it's still out there, getting harder to get. And I have to give a big, hold on, I got to do this. Y'all know I don't always use my effects, but I'm absolutely 100% gonna wait, no, those were the wrong effects. I don't want to use those effects. Wait, what's this? Yes. A round of applause for all of you that have been blowing up my man's phone talking about where do I get the silver, how do I do this, and or I got my silver, or sending photos of what you've received and gotten it, and just your appreciation for the information that has been offered, because it is information. It is up to you to receive it and take action upon it. And so last week I gave to our study group, we gave, and we're going to continue this privately in the study group, you guys. But last week we gave the assignment to the study group to find what the value of silver was, to find something in technology that is used that uses silver.
Oh, right. What is one of its uses?
What is one of its uses? Because when you start to get into the world of researching the uses of silver, you'll start to think, oh, wow, this is a very valuable commodity, and then when you start doing the research on how silver has been, what is it called? Suppressed, manipulated.
The price of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what gold and silver.
Yeah.
Gold and silver, they are what people see as the warning that the dollar is not strong.
Right.
So that's why they are continuously holding them and suppressing them and maintaining them at a low value.
Yeah, the elite, they're not letting go of their gold, just so you know.
No.
They're keeping their gold and they're keeping their silver.
No.
And so silver is the metal that is here for the people. And the reason why it's here for the people is because it is in a situation, it is in a capacity where everybody has access to it.
Yeah.
Because anyone can afford the value of $30, I'm going to say, because that's the value of it now, the spot price plus the premium.
Yeah,
so
that's getting it at a great deal, because right now the dealers are saying that it is stressed.
Mm-hmm.
It's at an all-time high as far as your premiums going. They're saying they haven't seen these premiums in a lifetime, and they're saying that it is difficult to get, whether it's due to the shortness of supply or a lack of refined product. So it's, and the shortness of supply, they're saying like the U.S. Mint, they can't get blanks to make coins because no one wants to give them the silver at what the so-called spot price is, because it's not a real price. So the U.S. Mint now cannot get blanks to create the coins that are supplied to the coin dealers and whatnot. So that's huge. It's looking crazy.
Yeah.
It's looking real crazy. And then what is the other thing? The lack of production. So yeah, and they're having problems with that as well. So whatever the case may be, it is getting very strained in regards to getting silver. So yes, if you can find it, and whatever price you can pay, obviously the cheaper, that's what you want, but
if you can get it, just
up.
get it.
Yeah,
yes,
it has to go up at this point.
At however much you can get it, as long as you can get it in your hands, get it. Because another thing that sits with me very strong is the fact that this is facts, and you can research it, because Solution did. But for every ounce of silver, it is promised, 1 ounce of silver is promised to 373 people.
Yeah, that's
to break it down on that level.
Yeah, the United States national debt clock. You can look and see contract ratio to 1 ounce of silver, and that's how they suppress the price of silver. They will sell. Well, the number says 373. So that's 373 people that think they have possession of a 1 ounce of silver. So what happens when those people say, okay, enough is enough, I just want my physical silver? They're saying that scenario will probably be the falling of that whole system of corrupt silver price suppression, and we'll then see what the true value of silver is.
So I definitely recommend to have that in your portfolio. That's very important. We talked a lot last week about that with the people in our study group, and this week I just don't want anyone to be afraid of what's happening, because it's a beautiful thing, and the spiritual aspect of what is happening in the world right now is everything. And that spirituality, your spirituality, is something that no one else could define, no one else can give it to you or take it away. People could inspire it. People could, live in it with you and enjoy you in it. But it is that's your thing. That is part of your being. That is your access to everything that is, to the all, to the Most High. So take advantage of that. I want to just go down my list and make sure that I said everything that I wanted to share. Those of you who just joined mastervibration13.com, welcome. We've been around here for a very long time, but things are changing rapidly. And one of the things that we're doing and moving forward with Master Vibration 13 is that we're taking action, and we're putting ourselves in position to receive all of the benefit that's happening through this transformation. So if you want to get into this on a deeper level, and you want to be with a group of people that are committed to this shift and to doing this work, you can join the study group. To join the study group, you have to have a quick talk with me first, because it has to make sense. This is not about your money at all. This is about you and you being ready for what it is that we offer here. So if you feel that you're ready for that, you can send a text to 818-233-5776 and just say, I'm ready to master my vibration, and we can set up a time to chit chat about your future with Master Vibration 13. Okay, your spirit is what will lead you to where you're supposed to be. It's in this great takeover. Only your heart and mind will give you access to an infinite world. In this great takeover, only your heart and mind will give you access to this infinite world. And this is to say that there are a lot of people that say, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities going on. I don't have money for crypto. I don't have money for this. I can't do this or that. The good thing for the universe, that all you need is yourself and your mind and your heart. Once you get to that part, everything else will follow. You just have to trust that. The greatest gift we could ever have is full knowledge of ourselves. But even with that knowledge, we have to choose to take action. And everybody definitely has that choice. Your knowledge of self is a threat to corporations. Inside of you are the keys to your inheritance. You can open the door at any time. So it's completely up to you. And it doesn't have to be through Master Vibration 13. Take the key, go on, talk to God, do what you got to do, and you're going to find your way. The elite BlackRock are grooming people to accept life in the metaverse as a sole way of lifestyle. We're going to talk about that next time when we go live again. I appreciate you all. Make sure that you research everything that you're looking into, everything that is calling you. Research it. Know why you're doing what you're doing. I appreciate the attention that you have given to this platform. And I appreciate your time today, Solution.
Yes, I too.
Was there anything that you wanted to update?
No, I agree. I think that looking into the Great Reset, that's definitely something that will give you more comfort in having a knowledge of what has been said and planned, and you can see it happening, and that can give you definitely a sense of calm in the midst of this so-called chaos, and understanding that, for this situation to be chaotic and possibly coming to an end, there can be some great benefit and beautiful resolution in regards to the reset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to announce to our private study group that I will be doing a quick session this weekend, just talking about ancestors and connecting with them. I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I've been experiencing with connecting with the other side and seeing people, and the way that the ancestors been communicating with me, like, just sitting with people from the other side and having confirmation from their loved ones here that we're in this moment for real, and it's really happening. There's some really powerful stuff going on. So if you guys want to be part of that, you have to be part of the Master Vibration study group. And that's what we're going to be continuing the confirmation of talking to our ancestors and accessing that world. So thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to say ache, ache, ache to your ancestors, and giving life to all of the ideas, that all of the fantastic ideas that you have in this time, because they will come true. Adios, everyone.
Peace, prosperity, and love.
Ache, ache, ache. 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 13, ache, ache, ache. 13. When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must see. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation, I am animation, I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pepper, sass, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, ache, ache. 13, ache, ache, ache. 13, ache. Ache, ache. Ache, 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 ache. 13, ache, ache, ache. 13, ache. Ache, ache. Ache, 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 ache. 13, ache, ache, ache. 13.